presentation of the Spartan Media Network.
It's time for the Robyn Fralick Show.
A pass across the floor, intercepted by Tate. She's on the deck. She got rid of it somehow from the floor to join her. She gives it up to Kimball in transition. She'll drive up under the scoop. It falls and one. Everything is green and white tonight here at the Breslin Center. Unbelievable.
The Robyn Fralick Show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. The Robyn Fralick Show is also brought to you by One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Munn Team, Jan and John Munn.
3 seconds.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Tommy Raines Realtors. Realtors that get results. The MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. And by Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. Now, with head coach Robyn Fralick, here's the voice of Michigan State women's basketball, Dalton Shetler.
Hello, all, and welcome to the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. We are live at One North Kitchen and Bar in Lansing. If you want to join our live audience for any of the MSU coaches shows, make your reservation by emailing Caleb at onenorthdining.com. Of course, we're here to celebrate some Michigan State women's basketball as the Spartans are off to an 8-0 start. Let's clap it up for your undefeated Michigan State women's basketball team, huh? And we got the star of the show, of course, Robyn Fralick here with us. Robyn, you got to be feeling pretty good at an 8-0 start.
That's where we want to be right now. Yeah, that is a good. And the star of the show is actually coming up soon, Julia. So that's right.
She's shaking it off right now. She actually entered a couple of moments ago for the people not here in-house to a renderous MVP chants going to her. She's still shaking her head, but we'll have some fun with Julia A-Rod a little bit later on. She had a monster week out there in Palm Springs.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to talk about.
Absolutely. And we have a lot of this to get into. Again, 2 huge wins. If you weren't quite paying attention to what all took place in Palm Springs, it's a highly competitive Acrisure Invitational Championship, right? You had 3 of the 4 teams were NCAA tournament teams a season ago. Looks like some of them are going to be back in that dance again this year. You had an undefeated Cal team that you were down 16-2 with 2 minutes ago in the third quarter. Come back to win that one. And then you go against Vanderbilt. You're down 10 to the Commodores, who are in the NCAA tournament and unbeaten so far this season. And you come back against them. It was a gutsy, gritty, and really great, solid week for MSU women's basketball.
Yeah, buckle up. Hold on tight. I always say, win or lose, we're at least very entertaining.
That they most certainly are. We're going to have some fun with that when we continue on here with the Robyn Fralick Show. This is the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
On the court, the MSU women's basketball team shows us the power of teamwork and dedication. Off the court, Diversified Insurance Group brings that same commitment to protecting what matters most. As an official partner of Michigan State University Athletics, we're proud to stand with the Spartans. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Personalized solutions just like a perfectly executed play. Visit WeDigInsurance.com today and let's win together on and off the court. Go green, go white, go MSU women's basketball.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure. Who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go! Run, James! No. First base! Go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. you're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
When you're a foster parent,
30 seconds.
you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from
Back to One North in 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to the Coach Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Whether your moves across town or across the nation, the MUN team can help. Whether you're in the market to buy, sell, or both, check out the MUN team online at munteam.com. Jan and John Munn, serving buyers and sellers since 1985. They're realtors who get results. All right, at the top of the show, Robyn and I talked a little bit about these huge comeback wins to put Michigan State women's basketball at 8-0 to start off the season. And without further ado, let's have a little bit of fun with this, right? Let's throw it over to our main man, Colin Eccles, with our broadcast call of the week.
The broadcast calls of the week come from the Spartans' pair of comeback wins against Cal and Vanderbilt in the Acrisure Invitational. In the win against the Golden Bears on Tuesday, Julia Aralt put the nail in the coffin with a clutch 3 in the final minute. Dalton Shetler has the call.
15 on the shot clock now. A minute to play in the game. MSU leads by 3. This is a big trip, folks. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Hampton off a ball screen. Pick and pop. Aralt left slot 3. Bring it up! Julia Aralt has 20 points today, and she hits a huge 3 from the desert of Palm Springs to put the Spartans up 6.
Aralt's 22 points pushed MSU to a 78-72 victory to advance to the championship game against Vandy.
And Michigan State, in the middle of the mountains in the desert, might have climbed the biggest one, down 16, come all the way back to go to the Acrisure Invitational Championship game tomorrow.
The highlight reel doesn't stop there for Aralt. She managed to rack up a 24-point, 12-rebound double-double in Michigan State's 78-70 win over the Commodores on Wednesday, including another big-time bucket to put the game away.
MSU could really use a bucket here. Pick and pop, Aralt left slot 3, ring it up! Just like yesterday when she put the nail in the coffin, she might have done it again, this time to the Commodores. 72-62. Spartans lead by 10.
With the wins, the Spartans tied the best start to a season in program history at a perfect 8-0.
We have a final, a victory for MSU. You're going to need to dust off the trophy shelf back in East Lansing because some hardware's coming home. The Spartans win the Acrisure Invitational Championship, and that is a great way to put a punctuation on the trip out to Palm Springs.
There you have it. A big thank you to Colin Eccles putting that together. That was one of our longest calls of the week, but how do you not bring back everything that happened there?
From the desert of Palm Springs. I like that, Dalton.
the tallest mountain down 16. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, but so worthy of the celebration of this. And we talk about the hardware that came home. That trophy's pretty big size for some of the folks who haven't been able to see that yet.
Yeah, we had to pay for an extra carry-on. It was, but it was worth it. Nyla Hampton took good care of it on the plane ride back, and we're happy to have it in East Lansing.
You said it's a little heavy too, right?
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I was going to say too, maybe for some of the folks who didn't hear the post-game interview on the radio or see the clip, but when you made your way to the locker room, they actually filled the trophy up with water, right?
Yeah. They totally tricked me. They were chanting my name. I got all excited. I looked around. I thought they were already done with the water because they'd already doused Grace for a 1,000th point. So I thought the coast was clear, and then I started dancing and cheering, and I got just soaked by they poured all the water in the trophy. So that was pretty creative. But the good news is my jacket was waterproof. So
prepared for the moment.
Always
folks.
Prepared for all the elements.
That's excellent. Well, obviously, this is a lot of fun. We talk about the celebrations. Let's get to these games and how the comebacks actually happen, because here's something interesting. Actually, a MSU fan had tweeted this out, and I'll pull up the name in a moment to give him credit because I thought it was excellent. But you know how throughout the course of a game, ESPN will analytically give you the chance of coming back and winning. Against California, the chance was 3%, down 16 with 2 minutes ago in the third. Against Vanderbilt, I think it was 10%, 11%, trailing in that game. The probability of winning both of those games coming back both times is 0.49%.
Yeah.
And your team did it. Now, granted, I also talked with one of your staff members, and they mentioned that's kind of why analytics are out the window, because it doesn't feel like a 0.49% chance of winning both of those games, but you found a way to do it. How did that happen?
Well, for some context, that's the percentage chance at that point of the game.
Correct.
So it obviously changes as the game changes. But when I actually saw that tweet too, and I said we should all buy a lotto ticket that feels like, under a 1% chance at different particular parts of the game. But you got to keep playing. I think our team, if there's something we're learning about our group, is we have an ability to keep playing. We have an ability to make plays. We have an ability to stop the other team, turn them over. I think we're a team that can string possessions together quickly when we get moving in the right direction. So I remember calling a timeout. We were down 16 with 2.5 minutes left in the third, so about 12.5 minutes left in the game, which feels a little daunting when you're playing a good team. But we have a belief in our team, and we also know if we keep doing what we're supposed to do and, finish some free throws and, convert when we're able to turn teams over, we can change the tide of a game. And I think our team learned a lot about that there really is an art to keep playing. There's a belief system that's built when you're able to do that. But, hopefully we're not down 16 always and having to play that catch-up game. But the way we play, if we keep doing it right, we can always get ourselves back in games.
Absolutely. And that stat actually was posted by Jacob. Want to give him credit for putting that together. But we've talked and celebrated a little bit about Julia, and we'll continue to talk and celebrate Julia later on. Grace Van Sluten hits 1,000 career points. She was really the workhorse offensively throughout the course of that game. Stuck with it. What did you think of her performance out there in Palm Springs?
Well, I like to call them double trouble, and they had back-to-back 1,000-point games, which was so cool to be able to have that, be able to celebrate that, be able to celebrate a team championship, all really, really moments that we got to savor. But, she's so physical. I think that's really helped us. She's so physical. She gets to the free throw line a lot. She gets putbacks. She drew 9 fouls in the Cal game. So not only does that put her at the line, it puts our team at the line, right? Because when we get 5 fouls, we're in the bonus. So there's so many pieces defensively, just adding size and athleticism at guarding the rim too, which has been really helpful. And her and Julia being able to play together has been really good for our team. So double trouble has been good.
That's double trouble for a lot of the Big Ten coming up here shortly. But, you talk too about those comebacks. You talk about the work of Grace getting to those free throw attempts. When that game finished, Michigan State women's basketball was #1 in the country in free throws attempted per game and made per game. So that goes to show how much of an emphasis this team is putting at getting to the line. Absolutely clap it up. And it's led by Grace. You have Julia, who's really putting in a lot of work there. But getting to the line is a huge key this year.
Well, that's an important part of being good. I think anytime you can get to the free throw line, draw fouls, get the other team in foul trouble, that was really important against Cal as well. Number 0 for them was a good player. And when she fouled out, I thought the game really changed for us and for them. So, and that's something that travels, right? Your ability to get to the free throw line. And I actually give Coach Dean a lot of credit for that because he doesn't call any fouls in practice. So the girls know, they've got to always play through contact. They got to keep going. He's not going to blow that whistle. They got to stay with it. So I see you down there, Julia. Coach Dean, there's a method to the madness.
And Dean is vigorously nodding his head in approval. Dean could just completely just keep the whistle to the side next practice.
Keep playing.
That's right. Oh, but too, there's so many different things, and we'll talk more about this game and everything that happened later on throughout the show. But I did also want to ask you we talk about the celebration and the trophy and everything. But the value in going and beating 2 teams that have NCAA tournament hopes, they have those aspirations, that they're that kind of caliber good, to go there, win those games in the gritty fashion you did, it feels like that has some value besides just the trophy that comes home with you.
Well, you hope that, there's a belief built in that and playing good teams on the, neutral site, but on the road. And, there's so many intangible things that you can't quantify, but are important in a season. And what's really cool about both those wins, it was so many different people stepping up at different times. We counted on a lot of different people down the stretch. We had Inessa, one of our freshmen, a lot down the stretch and did a really good job defensively. We had different people have to go up and make critical free throws. We had, Julia made big time clutch critical possessions. So I think what we're excited about too was how many different people we counted on. And I think one of the strengths of our team is our team, and different nights it's going to be different people. And to be able to have that and have a belief in that and some momentum with that. And when we come back, we're excited because we have time right now to focus back on us and get better.
That's really cool. And of course, you mentioned one of the people you counted on to step up and make some shots was Julia Arolt, who's going to join us when we come back in a moment. But first, you can raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to becoming a foster parent today. Visit michigan.gov/hope for a home to learn more on how you can support children of all ages in your community. We're live from Lansing with the head coach of the Spartans, Robyn Fralick, and our show's presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're listening to The Robyn Fralick Show.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
Michigan. Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket? No, but we do make them work. Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
30 seconds.
Got one more?
Sure. Who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more?
How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you.
10 seconds.
Responsibly beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
North in 3, 2, 1, go.
We are back live on the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Folks, it is my pleasure, and look, I know that you all see who's up here. We're going to be introducing her in a moment, but I also want to introduce you to, for the first time this season, Michigan State women's basketball, the top 25. The Spartans check in at number 24. So big congratulations. And what a great way to capitalize what was an excellent week and an excellent start to the season. Your number 24 Michigan State women's basketball team. But now up here on stage with us, we have the Acrisure Invitational Champion MVP, the graduate student from Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan, your captain, number 40. Give it up for Julia Arolt. Julia, the applause has been overwhelming. You get MVP chance walking in here. You should be hanging out here all the time.
I know, you guys are way too kind. We gotta, it's too much.
Well, she's got to stay composed because she's a veteran and she knows what comes here, right? She steps up to the mic. We put 60 seconds on the clock. We got 1 more minute.
You got this. Let's do it.
All right. For anybody who's new to the game, what we do is we put 60 seconds on the clock. We rapid fire questions at Julia Arolt. We see how many she answers about herself in those 60 seconds. If she doesn't have an answer right away to one of them, she can pass. If the answer is maybe not exactly true, we can operate within a gray area. So we don't necessarily encourage it, but it is a part of the game. So we have 60 seconds on the clock. The clock will start once we finish asking the first question. Julia Arolt, are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
All right. A genie pops out of the Magic Johnson statue and grants you one wish. What do you wish for?
Spend time with my mom.
Who's your hero?
My mom.
Favorite class?
Math.
Favorite musical artist?
Morgan Wallen.
Downtown condo or remote force cabin?
Cabin.
Better set of A-Roll twins.
Oh, the younger two.
Favorite nickname?
Jew.
Morning person or night owl?
Night.
Favorite way to spend a day off?
Sleeping.
Favorite sports team?
Pistons.
Favorite month?
January.
Funniest person on the team?
Ooh, so many. Jaden.
Where's the dream vacation spot?
Back to California.
Pool or hot tub?
Hot tub.
What store would you max out a credit card at?
Target.
Biggest hobby?
Basketball.
You're singing karaoke. What song do you pick?
Whiskey glasses, Morgan Wallen.
Clumsiest person on the team?
Ooh. Theron.
Favorite drill at practice?
Alabama.
If you weren't playing basketball, what would you be playing?
Golf.
If you can only eat one thing the rest of your life, what is it?
Pizza.
Favorite movie?
Pass.
Favorite animal?
Dogs.
And time.
Nailed it.
We
Let's
have a new
go.
leader in the clubhouse. Julia Aralt had 22 there in that 1 minute. So you're leading the way, Julia.
Thanks, Dalton.
Way to pace the squad. There's a lot of interesting things. You said the dream vacation spot's California, so you must have had a pretty good time out there.
Yeah, it was beautiful out there. I actually have some family out there too, so it was nice to get to see them and just the weather was insane. I think it's nice and cool at night, but pretty warm during the day. So we had a great time, and obviously it was a beautiful trip and beautiful atmosphere, beautiful resort. So yeah, I would love to go back.
And Robyn, you agree it was a pretty great place?
Oh yeah, when people are like, I winter out here, I'm like, yes.
You're doing it right.
That makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. I'd never been there as well. Just an amazing part of the country.
Well, we welcomed Michigan State women's basketball into the top 25. We welcome Julia Aralt up here on stage. What we want to now do is go back to a moment from the Cal comeback where we welcomed Julia Aralt to the 1,000-point club. Here's what it sounded like on radio.
Aralt with a chance to put a nail in the coffin and move Michigan State on here in the Palm Springs Acrisure Invitational with a win, and also a chance to reach 1,000 career points. Aralt goes through her motion, lets it fly. It's good. Welcome to the 1,000-point club, Julia Aralt, a Spartan career full of resilience and persistence.
Julia Aralt, 1,000 career points. What were the thoughts that went through your mind when that free throw left and went through and after the game?
Honestly, I didn't know that I was like that close. I had like a little bit of an idea, but I didn't think like that game was going to happen. And so I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just trying to focus on making the free throw, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, it was awesome. My little brother actually called me after, and because he has a video of my first ever points here at Michigan State, and it was also a free throw. So it was just interesting that that the stars kind of aligned in that way. But yeah, it was just awesome. And then just the way that the team responded and just were so happy for me. I mean, I think that in itself is just shows kind of how our program is just like how we root for each other's success and just how special they made me feel in that day. I mean, it was unbelievable. I was on top of the world. Abby has a few pictures of me in the locker room just smiling ear to ear. So, yeah, I mean, just the way everybody responded and celebrated it was what made it so special, and just appreciate everyone's response for sure. And just obviously a great honor to reach that milestone, but just kind of focusing on a lot of wins to come here in this last year.
You know, we'll get to that celebration in a moment, but Robyn, we labeled it there. It's a Spartan career full of perseverance. I mean, you go back a couple of years ago, you missed the entire season, Julia, with an injury, and then the year after that, you're averaging 2 points per game, trying to kind of scratch out maybe your spot, find your lane. Last year, you break out with 15 points per game, 7.5 rebounds a game, becoming an all Big Ten first-team member. And Robyn, what you've seen, her kind of climb back up and stay with this, how do you explain it to the casual listener?
Well, I think that everybody should Google her story because we live in a world where everybody thinks things should happen fast, right? I call it the microwave generation, right? Where we get answers fast, but anything really good doesn't happen fast. And anything really good has a story, and anything really, really good has a challenge with it. And I think when you see Julia's story, you see all of those elements, and she didn't quit. And she didn't give up, and she kind of put her head down, went to work, and kept getting better. And what's been fun even this year from last year, we've seen her grow a lot as a leader. We've seen her grow a lot as a practice player. We've seen her grow a lot in her ability to communicate consistently with the team. So what's fun about coaching are these stories, because this is what it really looks like, right? To really pour your heart and soul into something, and keep at it. And even when things don't maybe happen immediately, but to stay with it, and good things do happen. And not only for her, but good things have happened for our team. And those are the stories we should hear more about, with the changing athletic landscape. These are the stories that are kids still in the trenches, loving a school, and fighting hard for their team.
Amen to that. Julia, I mean, Robyn put it point blank. You just didn't quit. You stayed with it. There's got to be something through the injury and through the year where you're scoring 2 points a game, whatever, that kind of sits within you and keeps you alive. Like what was it that didn't allow you to quit on this career?
I think just kind of knowing that I love this place and I love, I love the people here. I think, you put a lot of time into something, and it was never something that I was willing to walk away from. And I think just with coaching change and obviously a new staff and just new opportunity, I think obviously, the transfer portal was something that never really interested me. I just kind of was like, I chose to be here, and I have to honor that commitment and honor, the fact that that was the decision I made, and you kind of have to see it through. And, I think the biggest thing I've learned is that it's not always going to be perfect, and it's not always going to go the way that you want it to. But I think that's what makes it so good, is that, there's going to be challenges. And if you're willing to see it through and kind of trust the process, it's going to work out eventually. And so I think just, Coach Fralick and her staff and their belief that they really instill in all of us it's just unmatched. I think just the confidence they give us every single day and what we're good at is just, it's completely changed my entire outlook on the game. And just, having people in your corner like that, it's unbelievable. And I think it's really just impacted me in such a positive way.
That's really neat. And yeah, absolutely clap it up for Julia Averill. Look, it's fascinating too. And look, obviously your career's still very much going, and you still have all kinds of visions and things. But if you take a moment to kind of reflect where you're at, when we give the context of where your journey kind of started from to where this is 2 years ago, could you have ever envisioned that you'd be 1,000 points, you'd be a 2-time captain, you'd be all Big Ten first team, you'd be in the hunt for some special things again this year?
Honestly, no. I think I talked to Coach Fralick when she got here, and I literally told her, I don't know if I want to keep playing basketball. Like, I was at that point, and I was a little bit older. I'd been here, for a while, and I was just kind of, I don't know if I was truly happy to my core. And I just had a lot of questions about, what was next for me. And we kind of had a lot of conversations just about like, hey, this is new opportunity to try something brand new. And like, I know I touched a little bit on like the portal and stuff, and it was almost like, without transferring and leaving, you kind of had an opportunity to kind of just start over. And I think it was just awesome for me. I think this staff and just the environment that they've created, it's like I love coming in every single day. I'm like, I can't wait to go to practice. Like, I get to see the people that I love being around the most. And it's like, when we talk about, family and being around people who love you and care about you, like, that's so real. And like, you feel it every single day, and you feel just so welcome. And just, I can't even really express just kind of the environment that they've created here. And I'm really excited for all the future players that get to come here and experience that, because that's what this place should be, and that's what this people deserve here.
That's pretty awesome. Absolutely. A round of applause for that. And so we've heard a lot of how Robyn and this staff have helped kind of transcend Julia and transform. Robyn, what's it been like to have Julia here in year 1 and year 2 of your tenure in East Lansing?
It's been great. When you're able to come in as a new staff and have a player like Julia, not only a great player, but a great person, a great Spartan, somebody who really embraces her teammates. We've been really lucky. And I love some of the things she shared, because I remember some of our first meetings, and those were some really real conversations we had. And we kind of got to the point where like, hey, let's just give this a try. Let's see what happens. And it's just a good reminder that sometimes just giving things a try and going all in and staying in pursuit, there's good stories that go with that, and Julia's one of them. So yeah, we feel really fortunate. She's a really fun player also to coach, because she's so creative. You guys can see, you can put her in a lot of spots. She can play all over the court. She's a tough matchup, and her best basketball continues to still be in front of her. So I don't want to. You had an MVP. We won some games, but we also think she's going to be able to keep getting better.
I was going to say maybe the last part of respective or reflective conversation, Julia. That 1,000-point celebration in the locker room. Take us in there. What it was like for you to be doused by your teammates that way.
Well, I was kind of slow getting back to the locker room, and as I was walking in, I was kind of like, "Oh no, I think
it's
we're onto
coming."
something." So I walked in, and there's actually a video of it, but I was kind of like looking around.
You were
and
tiptoeing.
Looked at Kennedy, and I knew it was over. So yeah, I literally was pouring water out of my shoes by the end of it, but it was amazing. I just, like I said before, I appreciate our team and just our staff for just the way that they celebrate things like that. I mean, it makes it feel so special, and just seeing my teammates, and you can tell like their enthusiasm and the way that they were excited for that was so genuine, and like it makes you feel like people here are just really rooting for success for everybody, and I think that's so special to be a part of. And obviously for Grace too. I mean, she's amazing, and I was so glad we got to celebrate her as well. Like, she just deserves it, and I'm so happy for her too. It's an awesome accomplishment, and she got there pretty quickly, so I'm very happy for her, and just excited to keep playing with her as well. She's awesome to play alongside, so just very proud of her too for that accomplishment as well.
That's a pretty good point. Actually, that was the next question, so I'll go ahead and move past that, Julie. It's just the double trouble playing together, playing with Grace. Matter of fact, let's dig into it, because the two of you are combined averaging, I think, 32, 33 points per game right now. Rebound-wise, you guys combined for, I think, 18 rebounds, or you're in that ballpark. I mean, you two playing together, you can see how fun and natural it comes. What's that been like?
Oh, it's been awesome. I think from the time Grace stepped on campus, she set a really high tone of just work and effort, and it's been awesome getting to do some Dean workouts with her. I think she pushes everyone around her to be better in a lot of ways. I think her motor is insane, especially for kind of a post-style player. I just think she raises everybody up with her, and, you're either tagging along or you're going to get left behind. So I think she's just done a great job of adding that to our team, and I think she's really just impacted this team in a really positive way, and she's awesome to just play alongside and get to root for and all the things. So I'm really excited that she's here.
I got a few more questions I want to knock out here with Julia, and we'll pick it up a little bit, but those two shots, Julia, I mean, we called you Captain Clutch on the radio. I mean, it felt like you were ready for the moment. Did you embrace that? Is there any kind of extra thought that goes through your head in those situations, or you just step up and play ball?
Honestly, it was probably the most calm I had felt in a long time. Dean actually, one of the timeouts, I think I had missed a couple threes in a row, and he was like, just keep shooting, just keep pushing, just keep rolling. They're going to fall. And then Coach Fralick called that screenplay at the end, and I honestly just didn't think twice and thought about what Dean said. If you're open, shoot it, and if it goes in, great. If it doesn't, the next one will. So, and Coach Cam talked about that a little bit too. Just, I think I'm pretty sure I airballed one pretty badly, and then we got an offensive rebound, and I just shot the next one. I was kind of laughing in the timeout because I was like, past me would definitely not have done that. But yeah, I think, like I said earlier as well, just the confidence thing that the staff really just instills in you is like, they trust you, and they're like, we actually don't care that just happened. Like, that doesn't matter. As long as you do the next right thing right, as Coach Fralick always says, it's like they forget about those things. And I think once you kind of learn that and understand that, it helps you and it doesn't trickle to impact the rest of the game. And I think that's been something also that's been huge for me to learn and kind of adjust to.
Yeah. I don't know if everybody else is aware of this too. Julia had announced this on her social media a few months ago, but Julia Ayroll recently got engaged. Absolutely. Give her a nice round of applause. So Julia, can you tell us what it's been like trying to work through wedding planning and lead this team through this season?
We honestly haven't started at all. He's actually in pharmacy school, so he's equally as busy as I am. So we're just kind of waiting it out. I think my mom is probably getting antsy about the planning things, but we're just kind of taking time, and we'll figure it out when we get there, I guess.
Green and white wedding?
I don't know.
Pick the colors?
Oh, that's a great one. But last question for Julie, and then we'll let Robyn have the final word on her. But we mentioned there's still so much you have in front of you here. What is it you want to accomplish in the green and white?
I think the biggest thing for me is just kind of walking away here, just knowing that we did our best. I think at the end of the day, that's all you can do. I think obviously winning is important and all of those things, and we want to make the tournament. We want to make a run in the Big Ten tournament as well. But I think just for me personally, like just walking away from my time here, I just want to look back and be like, did I do everything I could to kind of impact the people and the place in a positive way? I think that's kind of my thought process, is like, I just want to leave here and feel happy about it. And I know I definitely have been thinking about it more lately. It's like, this isn't going to be my life forever, and that really stinks. But because if I could stay here, I would. But I'm running out of years of eligibility, unfortunately. But yeah, I think just walking away from it and just kind of knowing that, you know, you left the place better than you found it is kind of my biggest thing.
Robyn, and by the way, we're all pretty excited to watch the rest of that with you for as long as you can. Robyn, any questions you have for Julia, or anything you want to let the people know about your captain, Julia Arol?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is you're every day you get a chance to watch a true Spartan. She loves this place. She loves our fans. She loves East Lansing, Michigan State, the program. And that's really special. You can see that in the way she plays. You can see that in the way she cares about her teammates. And so I know as a staff, we absolutely adore that about you. We get to coach a real, true, green and white, heart and soul Spartan. And I'm excited. We got a lot more games left.
Thanks, Frey.
Yeah.
Everybody, give a nice, warm thank you to Julia Arol for joining us. Julia, thank you so much for the time.
Thanks for having me, Dalton.
Unlock cash back on every purchase with MSU FCU's Cashback Plus, an exclusive benefit for MSU FCU members. You'll earn big on your daily spending only at MSU Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of Spartan Athletics. And the Abood Law Firm Beyond the Arc campaign benefits the Greater Lansing Food Bank, donating $25 for each three-pointer made by the MSU women's basketball team. The women's basketball team continues to dial it up for distance, hit 58 threes so far this season. We'll be back with more from the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need three things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
When you're a foster parent,
30 seconds.
a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful
10
roles
seconds.
you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home.
Back to One North in 3, 2, 1, go.
Thanks for joining us for the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Our show today comes to you live from One North Kitchen and Bar in Lansing. Visit One North for all the MSU coaches shows. You can make your show reservations by emailing Caleb at onenorthdining.com. This week's Alumni Hall Spartan women's basketball trivia ticket giveaway winner gets tickets to a MSU home game. You'll pick up your tickets at the Alumni Hall retail location at Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. Our question this week for the audience here in studio, or excuse me, in house here at the restaurant is, Which player, and by the way, before I give the question, don't shout it out. Come up here. We have a microphone. We're going to throw a commercial break right after this. Come up to the microphone during the break, and we'll get your answer, your guess. But our question is, which player on this year's Michigan State women's basketball team currently has made the most three-pointers in their career? So we'll let you all kind of marinate with that one. And when we come back with more, we'll go ahead and get your guesses. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Personalized solutions, just like a perfectly executed play. Visit WeDigInsurance.com today and let's win together on and off the court. The Robyn Fralick Show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. We'll be back with more after this break here on the Spartan Media Network.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need three things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go! Run, James! No. First base! Go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
30 seconds.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure. Who are you?
Hey, have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more?
How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
10 seconds.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt, USA, Buffalo, New York.
Back to One North in 3, 2, 1, go.
Diversified Insurance Group presents the Robyn Fralick Show. Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for your entire community. You help support food rescue programs in the Simply Give program. Learn more at Meijer.com. All right, we're still waiting for somebody to take a stab here at our Alumni Hall trivia question. Which player on this year's Michigan State women's basketball team currently has made the most three-pointers in their career? You think you have the answer? Come up to the microphone and we'll see if you get it right. But Robyn, in the meantime, I want to go back to this last week that was out in Palm Springs. And I don't know if people know this, but at halftime of, I think it was the first or second game, the encore entertainment was your son. Will Fralick got out there, played in a skills challenge, and actually won and represented the green and white pretty well, huh?
Yeah, that's what I love is actually Joel's wife, Rachel, was out there, and after the game, she was more excited about Will's halftime skills competition victory than maybe even the Spartans victory. So I got a video of it. I obviously didn't get to see it, but he was pretty pumped up.
Yeah, we were actually during the halftime show on the radio broadcast, and I remember looking down, I'm like, oh, it's Will. And we just started doing play-by-play of Will Fralick winning the skills challenge. So it was a lot of fun for everybody involved. But we actually, I think, have our first guest here for our Alumni Hall trivia question. Again, the question is, which player on this year's Michigan State women's basketball team currently has made the most three-pointers in their career? You want to give us your name and where you're from?
Name is Jerry Schwab from the Holt Mason area.
Okay. And what's your guess, Jerry?
I think it's the freshman from Indiana, Woodard.
No, it is not.
No.
Julianne's, she's off to a great start, but we got a couple of players that have played 5 or 6 years that have been racking it up.
Okay.
But give Julianne some time.
Give her time. I'd substitute her in earlier.
Yeah, she's certainly been some fireworks off the bench. I believe we actually have our next guest. Mark, you want to let everybody know where you're from?
Mark from East Lansing, Nyla Hampton.
Not Nyla Hampton. Believe it or not, she is second. She has 79 made threes for her career, but number one still on the table. So if anybody else has a guess, step up to the microphone and we'll get your guess here in a couple of moments. This is a good one. We got people stumped here, Coach.
We do. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what,
I believe in them though. They can figure it out.
Yeah, we'll see what the next guest comes up to be. When we come back, we'll actually preview and get a little bit of an answer still from the audience, but we'll preview the matchup coming up with DePaul. We're live with the head coach of the Spartans, Robyn Fralick, and today's show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're listening to the Robyn Fralick Show.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
Change.org allows me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket? No, but we do make them work. Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
From the biggest of big games
30 seconds.
To the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go! Run, James! No, first base! Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Back to One North in 3, 2, 1, go.
We are back with more Spartan women's basketball on the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Frankly, you want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief every weekday on Spartan Media Network radio stations across Michigan, presented by Frankenmuth Insurance. Find your local independent agent at fmins.com. All right, we got, I believe, another guest coming up here for our trivia question. Again, brought to you by Alumni Hall. It is, which player on this year's Michigan State women's basketball team currently has made the most three-pointers in their career? Go ahead and give us your name, where you're from.
Jeff Bush. I'm from DeWitt.
All right. And your guess, Jeff?
Well, it seems like Julie is the obvious answer, but I'm going to guess Abby Kimball.
Oh, I think you probably should have stayed more on the nose. It's Abby is unfortunately not correct. We've really got a tricky one here today. Let's see if anybody wants to come up and win these tickets for a home game and drop in the answer. Which, by the way, I mean we've hinted a little bit there.
Yeah.
She is the theme of the day, but right now. We go back to our conversation with Julia Ayrault. We didn't even get to talk about that. She's currently 4th all-time in MSU women's basketball history for blocks with 146 now in her career. She is 1 away from tying LaKendra Johnson for 3rd all-time in school history. So not only is she the 31st Spartan to ever score 1,000, but now she's climbing the block leaderboard as well.
Hopefully we can get them as blocks and not fouls.
That's right. She's having some fun with that one there, too, at the table. Well, we continue to wait for somebody to come up and win a couple of tickets with our trivia answer. I do want to go back to that Palm Springs trip for a moment here, Robyn. And we actually had a nice note from one of our listeners, and I think they're right. That comeback, at least against Cal, and you could say some of Vanderbilt as well, when Jaden Simmons and Nyla Hampton checked in, you felt a surge kind of come behind them. It felt like they really helped fuel what that comeback was.
They did. I think from a defensive perspective, a rebounding perspective, they did. I thought both of those games, they came in and really were critical in changing the momentum of the game, getting us some stops, keeping a poise on the offensive end, knocking down big free throws. Nyla had a huge 3 against Cal. But yeah, and Jaden's doing such a great job rebounding the basketball from that guard spot and getting us, she's right now second on the team in offensive rebounds. So anytime, I've said this a lot, but basketball, there's a lot of things to it, but it's a numbers game and you got to win possessions. And I thought they both went in and won us a lot of possessions.
Yeah, no, that was a really impressive play. And Jaden's family was able to be there. Her mom was there in attendance. That was a neat moment for the Houston, Texas native.
Yeah, that was great. She had a lot of family out there. And then after the game Wednesday, her family had our team over and made a incredible Thanksgiving meal. So we were fortunate to get a real taste of a homemade Thanksgiving meal too after the victory.
That is pretty special stuff. Again, we're waiting for an answer to get 2 free tickets to an MSU.
I think you guys know this one.
Yeah, I think Jeff kind of led you all to the answer with the last one. If anybody wants to come up and win these 2 tickets, we'll get that. In the meantime, the Fast Break Club has the following bus trips scheduled for some away games. Illinois on Sunday, January 19th, 2025. Michigan, that's Saturday, January 25th, just 6 days after. Northwestern on Sunday, February 2nd. Ohio State on Wednesday, February 26th. And the Big Ten tournament. So 5 trips for the Fast Break Club, and they really hope to get enough people to make these trips possible and provide support for this exciting, unbeaten MSU women's basketball team. For more information or to sign up or to pay, please stop by the Fast Break Club table at the Breslin near the Hall of History, or you can see Mark today. Mark is there in the back of the room waving his hand. You can go connect with him if you want to sign up for an upcoming trip. We have another guest here for our trivia. And again, the question is, which player on this year's MSU women's basketball team currently has made the most threes in their career? What's your name? Where are you from?
Doris Gold from DeWitt.
Doris from DeWitt. And your answer?
Jaden Simmons.
No, it is not Jaden Simmons. Unfortunate. Jaden's been able to knock in a couple, but we still have the leader in the clubhouse waiting there on the board. And I think we actually have another stab here at the microphone. Go ahead, give us your name. Where are you from?
Tess from Mason.
Okay, and your guess?
Julia.
Julia is correct. Julia Arald. There we go.
There we go.
That was the stump of the year. That really
was.
had people in a tizzy. But Julia Arald, 95 made threes in her Spartan career. She's just a handful away from 100. And, of course, hit some big ones out there in the desert to help give us the spot at an 8-0 start. By the way, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about what's to come ahead, and we'll close things out here in a moment. We'll be back with more from Coach Fralick. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Calling all Spartans. Global healthcare leader Abbott, MSU, and the Big Ten need you to donate blood for the We Give Blood Drive competition. Your donation can save up to 3 lives, as well as make MSU the Big Ten champion of blood donation. For more information and to find out how you can make your donation count for MSU, please visit big10.org/Abbott or contact Versity or your local blood donation center to sign up for a local upcoming blood drive.
Farm Bureau Insurance invites you inside the green for an exclusive dinner with football coach Jonathan Smith. This unique experience includes a private dinner for 1 winner and 3 guests with Coach Smith. The winner also receives a private tour of Spartan Stadium, an autographed football from Coach, tickets to a future home game, and more. For more details and to register, visit InsideTheGreenSweeps.com. Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of Michigan State Athletics.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible
10 seconds.
closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Back to 1 North in 3, 2, 1, go.
Thanks for joining us and the Spartan fans here at 1 North for the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. All right, before we get out of here today, a couple of thank yous first. Big thanks, of course, to Julia Arold for spending some time with us, the entire staff. Robyn Fralick, everybody does such a great job. Big thanks to Kara Fisher, the best SID you can find around. Abby Knackfor, who does a little bit of it all over there at MSU Women's Basketball. Mo Rosati, the entire staff. A huge thanks to 1 North as well, and all the servers who have taken such great care of you here today. A big thank you back in the studio to Tim Daniel, who's been holding down the fort, and a big thanks to Colin Eccles for his help with our broadcast call of the week as well. Next up for Michigan State women's basketball, the Spartans return back home this Sunday, December 8th, to host DePaul. That is a 2 o'clock tip time. We'll be taking the airwaves at 1:45 in the afternoon on WJIM. That's 12:40 a.m. But, Robyn, you talk about this DePaul team. They've gotten off to a little bit of a slower start to start the year, but they've also played 3 top 10 teams. I mean, they have not shied from competition, and they have a Spartan connection. Their leading scorer is Jory Allen, the sister of Spartan great Jenna Allen. So she makes her way back to East Lansing. But what does DePaul bring when they come here to the Breslin?
Well, you make a great point there, Dalton. They've played a really, really tough schedule, so they've been battle tested early. They're a good team. I mean, they're a Big East team. Jory is, in my opinion, their best player. She does a lot for them. She's sort of their centerpiece. They play through her a lot. So we're going to have to come ready to play. They play transition. They will do some full court pressure. Share the ball. We're gonna have to guard the 3-point line. This week will be good for us. We have time to get better at us, and we'll have time to get ready for DePaul.
And it's interesting too. Last year, I mean, this is a bit of a home and home. When MSU went to DePaul, it was at a time where MSU was still trying to find its identity a little bit. And that game, leaving from that, when we were talking before, and you're like, "This is going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be a lot of transition, a lot of tempo." And we came away with about a 30 or 40-point win.
Yeah.
It started to – that was one of those signature moments of last year's journey.
Yeah, I thought that game gave our team a lot of confidence, a lot of belief. I thought we played good basketball, but new year, they've got some new pieces too. So we'll work this week to get prepared.
It'll be a lot of fun. A little bit of a breather there you had about a week in between for some practice.
The girls don't think that.
Don't tell them. But nonetheless, we do want to thank all of you as well for coming out and joining us here at 1 North, or if you're listening on the radio or on the live stream, thank you so much. For MSU head women's basketball coach Robyn Fralick, I'm Dalton Shetler. Until next time, so long and go green.
Go green. See you Sunday.
And you're clear.
You've been listening to the Robyn Fralick Show on the Spartan Media Network from Playfly Sports. The Robyn Fralick Show has been presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. The Robyn Fralick Show was also brought to you by Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. 1 North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Coors Light, Mountain Cold Refreshment, Choose Chill, the MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. The Munn Team, Jan and John Munn at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Tommy Raines Realtors, realtors that get results. And by Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Robyn Fralick Show has been a presentation of Playfly Sports in partnership with Michigan State Athletics. All rights reserved. Join us next time right here on the Spartan Media Network.